I used to sit in this little apartment, and it was a room. As a matter of fact, the room was so small, I remember I was able to open up the window and close the door while sitting on the bed at the same time. It was like 8 feet by 8 feet by 9 feet. But the one thing about that room, there was really very little distraction. So I would sit there propped up in bed, and I'd go out with my big pen and legal pad and just start writing these stories. There was something about the process of unrealized dreams. I was always brought back to this subject because I think it's one of the most difficult passages for people to accept, that they never were realized in their own lifetime, that they just didn't get that shot. It was a time to come to California. So I went to California, and I moved in the valley, and things weren't going very, very well there. As a matter of fact, I had to go out and sell my dog because it was either do that or he just was not going to be very well fed around the house. I believe what I need is a catalyst for an idea, a man who's going to stand up to life and take one shot and maybe go the distance. So I started to write, and it was one of those writing frenzies. And 3 days later, I came up with the script of Rocky. I first met Bob Chardoff and Irwin Winkler, and I believe I was there on a casting call. So we're talking a little bit, and I guess I really wasn't right for the acting part. And on the way out, I said, "Oh, I don't know if it matters, but I do a little bit of writing." He goes, "Really?" I said, "Bring it around." And I thought, if I hadn't stopped on the way out, that's why I tell all actors or writers, don't give up. Keep talking. Eventually, you might hit a nerve somewhere, and they go, come on back. And if they didn't say, come on back, or bring it later and let's see what you've developed, I wouldn't be sitting here. Originally, when I brought the script to them, they were fairly enthusiastic about it. The one thing they were not enthusiastic about was me playing the part. And so I could see it, but there was something inside of me that this opportunity is never going to come around. And I really wasn't used to money, and I had no idea of what I would be missing. But the temptation started to come forward. At first, it was $25,000 and $100,000. I never heard of $100,000 because I had like $106 in the bank, and like I said, I had to sell my dog, and things were not looking very, very good. My $40 car had just blown up, so I was taking a bus to work, but still, it didn't matter. I wanted to stick with it. Then it went up to $150,000, $175,000, and it went up to $250,000. Now my head was starting to spin, and it went up to $330,000. And probably, I heard it went up to $360,000. And I thought, all right, you've really managed poverty very well. You've got this down to a science. You really don't need much to live on. I had like sort of figured it out. So I was not in any way used to the good life. So I thought, you know what? Just roll the dice and you fly by the proverbial seat of your pants. Say, all right, I got to try it. I got to just do it. I may be totally wrong, but I just believe in it. Now, you understand? Because I really had no true confidence in it because I had no film history, no real film knowledge. I was just working from, I guess, instinct. Then finally, it was being shown at the Directors Guild, and there was about 900 people invited, and it was a packed crowd, and the movie was playing terribly. The laughs weren't coming where they're supposed to, and the fight itself seemed to be listless, and I sat there as everyone filed out of the theater. I don't know, it was nice while it lasted, but I guess when you get down and you show it to the big boys, they're just not buying it. Anyway, I sat there and literally there was no one left in the theater because I was humiliated and saddened by the whole thing. And even, I walked her out and I was walking down the steps. There was 900 people waiting, and they started to applaud. And I mean, truly applaud. Rocky never expected to win. Never. He knew it. I said, no, because I'm not going to win. I'm going to get destroyed. But if I can be lucid, if I can still be standing on my feet, you know what? Then life isn't so bad. And I think at the very end of our lives, if we can still say, we were never humbled. We were knocked down, but we got up. I lived life with integrity, and I took all the blows, as the song says, and I still prevailed. That's a good epitaph for anyone.